That's wild. Are you able to get back on it?
I don't even care. It don't even, I guess it don't even matter. Every time I get on it, someone's gonna.
1.3 million views in the past 6 days. So a lot of people watching it. A lot of people reacting to it. I just wanted your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Of course, my own.
He's no
Yeah.
different from. It's no different from a person that's an outside looking in and then judging when he doesn't really know the true American experience. And he never will. He's not us. So even attempters, they're not us.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They try to make it seem like it's impossible to be a genuine candidate without throwing black people completely up under the bus. Like, damn, bro, the shit obvious. You know, you pop up out of nowhere. Hey, y'all, I think we should get rid of Black History Month. By the way, vote for me. Like,
Mhm.
damn, why you just chose black people to attack, to use as a punching bag to give you like some extra couple points or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
because
so
we're
obvious.
always the scapegoats. We're always the scapegoat, even though we fought for every one of the persons to be here, or we got thrown in a bunch. Let me see. I read a book called "When the Irish Became White," and obviously how they became white is when they threw Black Americans specifically under the bus. So
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and get started, man. You know, it's 6 minutes long, so very short clip. I know last time it was over an hour. Um,
Brand new this morning, the first edition of the Fox News Power Rankings for the Republican presidential primary, coming 1 week before the first GOP primary debate here. The MAGA base strong at 37% is not.
oh, I'm surprised the center is still up that high in favorability after what's been going on in
I'm
Florida.
actually surprised with the Tim Scott as well.
Yeah, Tim Scott and Ramaswamy inching up. He's inching up there a little bit. Nikki Haley, and then last place Mike Pence, which I talked to a
Yeah,
lot of conservatives. They don't really like Mike Pence too much. They look at him
yeah,
as
you
a
have to
creep.
bring up the anti. There's a huge anti-black part that actually supports Bill Vick. So all the
Yeah,
bullshit he's spewing, I mean, he's talking about the pretty much what Donald Trump's talking about, America first. And
he's looked at as a backstabber right now. I mean, with the January 6th situation, you know, he kind of him and Trump are kind of at odds a little bit. No Black history and all that, but because he backed off of it, I think that's why everybody has an issue. If you're gonna do something, man, be 10 toes down. You know, don't do something. No, it wasn't me. It was somebody else. I don't want to do it. Blah blah blah. Even though you know I wasn't in favor of his decision, man, but you look weak as hell if you don't stand on what you believe on.
'cause most of my teaching about my history came from our people and stuff. It didn't come from schools or everything. There was a Yeah, you had a conversation with Madam when she was Kenyan or something like that, and she actually brought up a good point. A lot of those values were taught by her people and stuff for her. When y'all was talking about the thought culture the other day or the degeneracy and whatnot, y'all was going a little bit back and forth. I can respect that.
All right. So right here we're looking at which rappers exactly support Trump. Benny Bush, Lil Wayne. All right. So are there any others? You about to say Ice Cube didn't actually like
Yeah,
say
he
that
didn't
he's a
come out.
supporter
He
of
just
Trump.
said
So this might be
he
fake
came in
news.
with that contract and only Trump administration answered. So
First of all, here's the thing I learned. We can win just by showing up. And not enough conservatives, not enough Republicans do it. We're going to be traveling the country. Next stop is going to be Kensington on this part of our national tour across the cities. Kensington is a part of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where forget Republican politicians, even the police don't show up when they're supposed to show up. Well, guess what? I think that if more of us who aspire to be leaders of this country also start showing up, we actually not only learn things, but we have conversations that we're not having of a kind in this country we've had in decades. And the more we do that, I think the more we position ourselves to deliver not just a landslide election in 2024.
Okay, he already talking about a landslide election. When you show up, what do you promise that you're gonna deliver? What are you saying? Hey, well, this is what I'm gonna do for you, and your little uppy politician
yeah,
voice.
what is the actual tangibles? What are the actual policies for that specific group of people?
Yeah,
All right, he talked about illegal immigrants to Southside Chicago, obviously all over the country, but disproportionately in obviously Black American areas. That's where they're all getting shipped to. They're not getting shipped to Martha Vineyard. They're not getting shipped to the suburbs of Anaheim, California, or any of those predominantly middle high or high income areas. They're getting shipped to the lower income areas. So, and I also heard the America First thing. So I mean, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's weird, but when you hear a lot of people say American First, are you talking about? He's talking about Pacific group of people. He ain't talking about the people that built this country. But yeah, go ahead. What are you
Yeah.
gonna say, Lowski?
Actually, they agree a lot with the American First movement. No shit, we are America. This shit is disrespectful. They actually want to help America too. We built this country. We are America. We're here. We've been here forever. Are you
There would be
surprised
no
that
America without the, there would be no America without us, the ancestors, the people who built this country. So
you surprised that the non-immigrant Americans want to make America better? All right. Well, now you've been a little disingenuous and insulting at the same time, Ramaswamy. But hopefully your heart is in the right place. All right, so I'm still listening. I'm still gonna trying to give you a chance, man. But the little fake smirky and the little sound in the voice, man. I learned a lot today. Actually, Black Americans actually care about their country. Yeah, so I'm glad we had this conversation. All right, whatever.
But a national agenda that unites all Americans against the, really the perils of illegal immigration, to a lot of the threats that start outside of our own soil but affect Americans here at home. I'm actually quite hopeful, in a pretty good mood, and pretty enthusiastic about what I think we can accomplish.
And help on the ground. But we on our side also talk a big game about America first without actually bringing all of America along with us. And what I saw in that room today was a room of people which says we're all in this together. Yes, we have been left behind by professional politicians who will help somebody who illegally crosses the southern border more than they help somebody here in our own community. But there's a better way. System is far more constraining. Public schools are in regions like this, that we're going to have to rethink it even deeper ways that just a president alone is not going to be able to address. It's going to take all of us doing it. Conservatives. For conservatives to do better than we have in showing up. Yes, we criticize the Democratic Party, and for good reason.
Let me pause. I don't even know what's the point of even bringing a Republican or Democrat. You're an individual. Yeah, you said yourself, yeah, you got an issue with Republicans and Democrats. So what's the point of even bringing them up? Like, why not just talk about
yeah,
what
it's
you're doing, what
it's,
you're trying to do?
it's policies over party, tangibles over party. It doesn't matter what kind of party or whatnot. I mean, I'm a conservative, but whoever had a policy or tangible that I want to be part of, I'll vote for them, and vice versa.
Recently in the news, I don't know if you have been saying, I don't know if talked about the speed of your staff, but Governor Abbott has sent an influx of migrants
Yep.
to Chicago.
Yep, he has.
This has been declared a sanctuary city, been a sanctuary city for a long time.
Yep.
I'm a Christian. I do believe in being a good neighbor, but I also believe in being a good steward. So a lot of the benefits that the migrants have been receiving, African Americans in this city have not been receiving the same type of benefits when it comes to housing. So how would you handle the situation tonight?
The way I look at it is, I don't blame the individual migrants as human beings. I'm going to preface it by saying that. If I was in their position, living a tough life in Honduras or Nicaragua or Mexico, maybe I'd be doing the same thing.
You did do
We
the
live in a
same
nation
thing.
here.
You know,
He did
We
do
have
the
to
same
put
thing.
Americans first.
Yeah.
That's what it means to govern. So I would, Joe Biden, you got your new mayor here. They dance around this. I say we actually secure the border. We use the military, not
Yep.
to secure somebody else's
Okay.
border halfway around the world in Ukraine or wherever else. Use our own military to secure our own border.
Deport.
And for people here whose first act to go back,
Fuck outta
come
here.
back through the legal
You ain't
process.
got to go home, but you got to get
And then
the
second,
hell
the
out of
fact
here.
is $7,000 a month per migrant is what they're spending. Those same dollars can actually be used to support development that helps Americans right here at home. So I think that if there's one wake-up call, if we can do this, if we can have baby formula and expensive sneakers and $7,000 a month for somebody whose first act of entering this country broke the law, that reveals that we can actually be doing more to help Americans right here at home, including Americans in this community in the south side of Chicago. It's Chicago that was calling itself a sanctuary city, right? Your mayor boasts to the country that we're a sanctuary.
Hey,
We're the ones who are going to make people come. So
he got a point.
I don't blame in this case.
Hey, black folks, y'all voted for that. I'm just letting y'all know, y'all voted for Sanctuary City. So we dig our own graves there. Y'all voted for sanctuary cities. Y'all voted for the legal immigrants to come over to the neighborhoods and stuff like that. So I mean, we gotta reap what you sow.
Actually send them. I think it's your mayor that bears accountability for that. I'm not blaming him for the sake of blaming him. I'm blaming him. I think that the citizens of this city can hold him accountable to say that, you know what, how about you look after the people who actually lived here and voted for you and pay taxes here and actually live here and whose families have lived here, rather than solving somebody else's problem somewhere else. That's where I think the problem actually rests.
All right. Well, he actually did suggest a solution. The military deporting.
We gotta look at that. We gotta look at the posse comitatus laws. I know you could activate the was it the National Guard, probably use some reserve units, probably use some obviously active duty operational units, but we got to definitely look at those laws and whatnot. I think more of the resource should be going towards hiring actual citizens into doing border patrol, human resources, stuff like that. If it's up to that state governor, if they want to utilize the National Guard in that fashion.
All right. So he made his post right
And
here.
We live in a beautiful country. America is blessed with
All right.
natural.
So first, the caption is Juneteenth is a new holiday, so we still have a chance to define what it means to us. Really? You going to define it? We already told you what it means. It needn't be about grievous and self flogging. What the hell is it? What is self flogging? What is that? He said he wants to cancel Juneteenth or one of the other useless ones we made up.
I mean, Juneteenth wasn't made up, but I wouldn't be totally against it making a fair off because how I am looking at it now, um, certain groups of people are already taking advantage of it, like
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
African drums and stuff like that. None of that has nothing to do with Juneteenth. African stuff has nothing to do with Juneteenth. It's literally American holiday with the about the descendants of slaves in Texas.
America is blessed with natural beauty in every sense. But the thing that makes our country beautiful actually isn't even the scenery. It's the vision of what this place can be. The place where no matter who you are, or where your parents came from, or what your skin color is, that you still get ahead in this country based on your own hard work. That's the American dream that I lived. It's the American dream we want to give to the next generation. That's what we celebrate on Juneteenth. We don't just look back and flog ourselves. And as a first generation American myself,
First
you better
generation.
believe I'm proud of it. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Take
I guess he's accusing black people of flogging ourselves. So let me look at that term
See,
flogging.
I'm for getting rid of you can't be in politics. Or actually, let me say this. I would say give her birthright citizenship up until let's say 1890 to be fair. So that leaves some Chinese people, Japanese people, obviously the Black American descendant slaves, pretty much the Mayflower people, and then obviously Native Americans. But I would cut out pretty much all the Ellis Islanders and pretty much that's the majority of white Americans and pretty much everybody else. And that's who should serve in politics. People who descend from the United States up to 1890. I could even go up to 1870.
It's like you a pirate taking a ship over, like a Somalian pirate. Like it's a hijacking. Like you hijacking our country. The definition: a punishment in which the victim is hit repeatedly with a whip or a stick. So it's just not about us getting abused. Is that what he's saying? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that sounds insulting. Because his parents is gonna bring up stories from his family in India. So many of the stories about India, maybe they went to some kind of trauma, um, some type of situations they've been through. While my parents, my grandparents, my great aunties and uncles, my uncles, they're gonna bring up stories about experience in America, being in America and stuff like that. Their parents' experience, their grandparents' experience, even their great grandparents' experience about the American experience or whatnot.
Of course, we're American first. We're the original Americans. We are by default more American first than he is. First generation immigrant, he wouldn't understand, and it's evident by the
Because
stuff
his
he say,
homeland
the
is
things
always
he
gonna
do.
be India. He's a generation away from India. He could always go back home and connect to his people. He's gonna have a connection. He will never have a connection in America like he will in India. So
Make sure first you subscribe, all right, so you can watch the rest of our videos, but also leave a comment. You know, I love going back and forth in the comments and arguing with folks. Folks love arguing with me. I learn a lot. Hopefully, people watching can learn something too. Honest perspective from two black conservatives. All right, man. I appreciate it, bro.